And welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. I'm your host, Doug McCain. And man, was that a frustrating loss for the Dodgers. 18 total base runners, 15 runners in scoring position. The Dodgers really just had a terrible night as far as getting runners home. And it was really one of the most frustrating games of the year. We're going to break it all down. The Dodgers, their series win streak ends at 11. They haven't lost a series since late April, early May, up in San Francisco. They lost 2 of 3 to the Giants. But it's okay. The Dodgers still 45 and 23, best record in the National League, 10-game lead on the Rockies. But we're going to break it all down in just a second. But like we do it every time, where are you guys watching the game from? Check in. Yes, it was a frustrating loss. But look, the Dodgers, they're probably going to lose somewhere between 54 and 62 games this year. That's only the 25th. So, look, it's going to be a prosperous season, but that one was frustrating. You have to admit, there's no way to spin it. They just couldn't get the big hits. I mean, late in that game, Kike Hernandez, Chris Taylor, you can't let those pitches go by. You can't go away. You can't go down with the bat on your shoulders in that situation. But let's break it down. As always, check in, represent. Were you guys watching the Dodgers Nation postgame show? I want to know area codes, zip codes, late game, but I know Dodgers Nation, you guys stay up to the wee hours to watch your boys in blue. Of course, we got the real Jess Amore. I'm sad, but I'll love my Dodgers till I RIP. Jess, your boy, Corey Seager. This guy is on fire. He gets his third hit of the game, and it looked like the route was on. It felt like something weird was going to happen. Like it's one of those Dodger games, Dodgers-Angels game. You remember back when against Weaver, Kemp, Dodgers. The Dodgers win without getting a hit. There's just always these bizarre, strange feelings when you watch these two teams play, and I thought it had the makings of that. But your boy, Corey Seager, you have as the guy to be the player of the month in June, looks like he's going to be out with an apparent hamstring injury. But where else we got? Let me get all your thoughts. This is your show, but I'm just hosting it. The Dodgers Nation post-game show. Edgar Ocosa being a freaking Dodgers. I know, right? That's exactly right. They just couldn't get it done. Maeda, he comes into this game, and he's pitching some of the best baseball in his career. 12 strikeout game a few weeks ago, and really, he just couldn't get done. That first inning was just nightmarish for Kenta Maeda, but we'll break it down. Let's check in first, though. We got SPG 51-22, 18 runners left stranded. Tell me about it. That was just really very disappointed. And the Dodgers really, they have improved as far as their approach with runners in scoring position. Heading into tonight, the Dodgers we're seventh in the National League. They're batting, something like 260. It's really been a big time improvement with this Dodgers team. But tonight was just not an example. They really just could not get it done. But here we go. We got Darren Francisco who glued Kike's bat to his shoulder in the ninth. Exactly. Kike Hernandez, a guy who doesn't really see a fastball he doesn't like. He's got that massive swing, and really, you can't take those pitches in that situation. And really, there was just no excuse for that. That situation, the Dodgers heading into the ninth, really, you're not expecting to win, but really the opportunity was there to steal one in Anaheim, and Kike just couldn't get it done. And he is just ice cold right now, Kike Hernandez. We're going to talk about Kike Hernandez and some options, but really, it's just really frustrating what you're seeing from Kike Hernandez. But here we go. We got Darren Francisco. We got Mike Tomczak, Jacob Calder. Horrible strikeout calls, but Dodgers had their chances. You're right. Some of the calls, they could have gone either way. There was some stuff. But in those situations, on a 2-strike count, you can't let anything borderline get away. Chris Taylor did it at the end. Kike Hernandez did it at the end. And really, there's no excuses, especially against a pitching staff that's really they're averaging over their ERAs over 5, one of the bottom third in all Major League Baseball. There's really no excuses. The Dodgers had their opportunities, and unfortunately, they just could not find a way to get a timely hit. They get three home runs, one by Freese, one by Max Muncy, but really, other than that, there was really nothing to show for other than Corey Seager, who had a nice game. But let's go back. We got Alexander McCutcheon. Are you serious? Lose to the Angels? I know. You never want to lose to the Angels. It bugs me, the fact that Dodgers, they have a losing record to the Angels. all time now. It's 22-40 all time at Angel Stadium, 54-68. But it's okay. We're the Dodgers. They're the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, whatever you want to call it, the Los Angeles Angels. Joseph Megazzeni from downtown LA, welcome to the show. We got Gavin Tateman, Bakersfield, California, just a couple hours from here. We got Irma Hernandez, Lodi, California. Travis Harrison, Salt Lake City, Utah. Ernest from El Centro, California. Jerry, West Virginia. We got a Mountaineer checking in, 2 o'clock West Virginia time. Appreciate that, Jerry. Joseph Megazzeni, how many dudes have to see that big outside corner before they figure it out? And yes, that bottom of the lineup really just struggled all night. The runners in scoring position couldn't get it done. 11 hits, 6 walks. 11 hits and 6 walks, and you can only muster 3 runs, and those are all on solo shots, 2 by Max Muncy and 1 by David Freese. We got Edgar Urbina from Paramount, Brandon Marquez. We got Sean Austin from the 818. We got Logan Jones, Simi Valley, BKY14. Can't watch pitches. Exactly. You can't watch those pitches. Joseph Megazzeni, is anyone talking in the dugout? Look, I'm with you on that. You have to reiterate that approach, especially when guys like Chris Taylor, like Kike Hernandez are struggling the way they are, because really going into this game, they're just really feeling it in the worst way. Kike Hernandez and Chris Taylor, I mean, who knows? He's probably going to be the shortstop. With Corey Seager being out, they're just struggling. Kike Hernandez, his last 7 games, he's batting 154, okay? He's striking out. He's really not doing, like, he gets out to that big start earlier in the season, but since then, he's really, really struggled. He just can't find it. Joe Davis pointed out he's changing his batting gloves. He's doing little things to try to get out of that slump, but really, it's just he's never been a player that you can really count on. Kike Hernandez, and I know he provides that right-handed bat, and he can pitch hit, and he can play defensively, and I know Dave Roberts likes to do some double switches, use Kike Hernandez, but really, really not impressed with, because he worked with Chris Taylor in that situation, and the Dodgers had momentum. And look, yes, when Corey Seager, he was going to come home, it might have been a play at the plate, and when he got hurt, you just kind of felt all the oxygen from the dugout, it kind of just left, because they're thinking, what's wrong with Chris Taylor? All that oxygen from the dugout, the vibe, the comeback, it really just took the wind out of their sails. But still, no excuses. You got to go up there with the major league at bat. And I'm telling you, Kike Hernandez, I'm not convinced he's ever going to hit 250. In 30 games across March and April, he was hitting, 258, 352, 4 doubles. But last 30 games, 167. Last 7, 154. He hit that home run against the Mets. But look at this guy, man. Look, I appreciate what he did with the Cubs. I appreciate that he can provide some pop from that side of the plate. But he's just so inconsistent. If you look at his numbers, in 3 NLCSs, he's hitting 161. Last year, he hit 133 against the Sox. So the thing about Kike Hernandez, I think that, of course, we want to bolster that bullpen. We want to fortify that bullpen, but don't underestimate getting another second baseman, especially we don't know what happened with Corey Seager. Hopefully we'll find out sooner than later, but we need some more offense because, look, I mean, if you look at these days, it's really, yes, defensively, Kike Hernandez is a bright spot, and he's been a good second baseman, 5 defensive runs saved or better than the -5 he had last season, right? So his defensively he's stepped up, but really that's not enough of a premium to keep him on the field if he's not going to contribute offensively, and we really have to consider some names. Our boy Tim Rogers, the trade expert from Dodgers Nation, he really likes Scooter Gennett from Cincinnati. He's still out. He could come back. Of course, they've been trade partners in the past, some along those lines, but we'll get into it in just a second, all that cool stuff. But let's check in with you guys. A little more from you guys. We got Irma Hernandez from the 209, Gabriel Cuevas from Whittier, Heavy D 891 from the 951. We got Ernest Gervia. We got Jehu Vasquez, West Los Angeles, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Look, okay, if the sky is not following, we just have to come down to earth just a little bit. The boys look a little tired, okay? They're getting cold at the wrong time as far as offensively. You got guys like Cody Bellinger. He hasn't hit a home run since May 28th. You got guys like Verdugo, who actually had a better night tonight. I feel like that little infield single, at least he's hustling. He made a nice play in center, but really the struggles are real offensively, and at this point, you come into this game, they're averaging over 5 runs per game. Offensively, there really has really been a story. And today you just thought that it was going to happen again. They lead all Major League Baseball in runs past the 6th inning with 2.5 per game post 6th inning, and you felt that today with that bullpen of the Angels that they were trotting out of there, that the Dodgers could really make a run, but no clutch hits. Other than, of course, David Freese. He came in there, hit that towering home run. But here we go. Let's shout out more of you guys. This is your show, the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Thanks for checking us out. I know it's 11-12, but you love your Dodgers, and we got to break it all down. So here we go. We got Carlos Hernandez, the 92841. We got Mike Tomzak. All right, we got a former NFL quarterback from the 559. Cassandra Gutierrez from the 818. We got Mr. Fish, Logan, Utah, Steven Latner, inch back but stranded way too many. 2 a.m. here in Orlando, Florida. I love it. Not too far from, Vero Beach, the old home of the Dodgers spring training. So we love it hanging out there in Florida. You're by Disney World. We just lost the Anaheim Angels of Disneyland, right? But we got Jehu Vasquez from the 310. We got Ernest, Corey out, Hammy. Yeah, it looked obvious that was a hamstring injury, your classic hamstring injury. He pulls up short. He's rounding third. And really, it couldn't have come at a worse time if you're Corey Seager. Corey Seager is really the hottest hitter on the Dodgers right now. He is absolutely scorching hot. He's averaging, his batting average went up 40 points in like 2 weeks. Now he's up to 270, 8 home runs. But really, the name of his game has always been those doubles, hitting those doubles, alleys. And now he's on pace for 21 after tonight. And really, he was getting it going. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious, and it's not going to be, of course, something that's going to be out in an extended period of time. And we know with this regime, with Andrew Friedman, they're not going to be proactive about making a move. It's going to be out of necessity, right? So we'll see what happens. Now, will it force their hand to do something at shortstop? Because we know if they put Chris Taylor there, that offensively he is going to not provide the pop that we need out of Corey Seager. We could plummet fast. I'm not saying they're going to drop 16 of 17 like they did in 2017, but really they got to figure something out. As far as, Corey Seager, though. If he goes down, it's really going to be a real punch to the gut because he has been the progress of Corey Seager and the way he's been able to look like all-star Corey Seager again is really one of the greatest stories right now. It's gone from Bellinger being MVP Bellinger to Corey Seager. Since May, he's hitting 303, slugging 550. Last week, Corey Seager, 12 of 26, 9 doubles, 4 home runs, hitting 462. So Corey Seager, smash that hard button if you want to wish Corey Seager a speedy recovery because we need him back, especially with the way this offense is looking. You got guys like Jock Peterson. He's ice cold right now. He's hitting 80 in the month of June. And really, it just hasn't really looked good. Verdugo coming in tonight, his last 7. He had an 0 for 18 slump going into tonight. So he was feeling it. Probably had to do some of that, Dave Roberts was hinting at maybe he's not going the other way, but really, if you look at that, doesn't seem to be the issue. Looks like there's some back tightness there, but let's get back into it. We got Gavin Tatman. Taylor is trash. Chris Taylor, I'm telling you, the thing about Chris Taylor is he's an asset as far as, yes, he's athletic. Look at the way he beat out that throw to beat that double play, but how do you utilize that athleticism if you're Chris Taylor, if you're not getting on base, if you're striking out, if you're getting burned by every slider this side of the Mississippi, and really, you just got to wonder what's going on with Chris Taylor. He's another guy that struggled mightily in some of these playoffs. But look, today was bad. Tonight was a frustrating loss. The Dodgers still are up 10 on the Rockies. They're still way out in front of the Brewers. The pitching staff is one of the best staffs, probably the best we've seen since '85. Let's switch gears to a little positive. Yes, the All-Star voting has come in, and really, this is a reminder, we want to see 5 Dodgers. I want to see 5+ Dodgers, because when you're out in front like the Dodgers are, you deserve to be rewarded. Cody Bellinger, he's first. Outfielders, Justin Turner, he's third for third baseman. Corey Seager, he's third for shortstop. You got Jock is fourth. I feel like he should be higher on that list. Max Muncy, he had 2 jacks today. He should be up that list. And then Alex Verdugo, he's in the mix too as far as position players go. But you want to see Ryu. Buehler could make a run at it. Kershaw could make a run at it. But here we go. We got Logan Jones. Silver Fox is the only good thing that happened tonight. Jerry, CT3 has been Captain K. Marisol Avalos, I hope the Angels goes to Los Angeles. Dodgers will return the favor. Yes, we will see them again. They will get theirs. It's just weird. This team, the Angels, has really had a lot of success with the Dodgers, but it's okay. They're going to get it. They're going to get it going. But let's get more of your comments in here. I want to shout you guys out. We got Ray Barsman. Dodgers might possibly mad bum at deadline. Mad bum at the deadline. All right, that would be a shocking trade, man. That's like Derek Jeter going to the Red Sox or Big Papi going to the Yankees. I don't see that happening, but I just want to say that was hilarious. He's probably in the Bay with his water wings and board shorts right now, still looking for that ball for my man Mad Max. By the way, I want to give a shout out to, if you guys see our new little background today, I want to give a shout out to the talented Hillary of Dodgers Nation. She hooked it up with that new graphic. She's incredible. If you see what she does, she makes all the cool graphics for our site. But we got Dodgers. Tony Seager's injuries are piling up. Might be a career changer. Wow. Look, his injuries, they're not just your knick-knack injuries. You got rotator cuff. You got hip stuff. And look, if this is serious, then you got to put that injury bug label, that injury-prone label on Corey Seager, unfortunately. And really, it just hurts. It hurts for the guy for this to be the case, but really, I think that's a little over the top as far as of being a career changer, because it doesn't look like it's going to be that serious. But I'm with you. I really hope he's going to be okay. We got Whit Merrifield would be good as far as power at the second base position. He's a guy that they could definitely come in. He's hitting near 300, and he's someone that I could see that's kind of a reach, though. I don't think that really it's on the table as far as will they be able to get him. You're going to probably have to get at least a top 5 prospect. You're going to probably have to give up to get someone with him. But look, I mean, he's a guy who, especially that infield, which the thing about Whitfield is if you bring him in, he's got a couple more years on his deal. So that's another thing that makes him really attractive. But I'm with you. He's someone, I think, like our boy Tim Rogers says, Jeanette is a guy. It's a little more of a realistic possibility. But let's get more into your comments. We're going to break down this game here. We got, yes, Mike Chavez, Dodgers should get Scooter Jeanette. I'm with you on that. Who would you give up? Would you give up a Santana, someone of that ilk? I think that you can't mess with, of course, the Dustin Mays or the Luxes, but Jeanette is someone, maybe you package him with the Ross Stripling or something of that. But it looks like they're going to be in rebuild mode. But look, guys, all is not lost. Let's just remind ourselves they currently have a 99% chance of making the playoffs. They have, according to Fangraphs, second best chance of winning the World Series at 19.6%. And really, the Dodgers, this is just hopefully a little bit of an aberration. It's a little speed bump. They look like they're a little gassed. A long road trip. They come home to play 11 straight. The Dodgers, against teams with a record of 500 or better, they've won 24 of their last 38 games. So they've really done damage against teams like that. The run differential of 107, ranked second in the majors behind the Twins. So, yes, we want to ride this offense, but the Dodgers have shown us this year that they can score runs, that their strikeouts rates have reduced, and really that they've shown us signs of what we want to see. But you have to wonder, for the entire length of a season, do they have what it takes to really put it all together? But let's keep it moving here. SS Dodger, I think Jeanette is cheap. I mean, that's the thing. If they can get him, he's a guy that really comes in. He's going to be fresh. It's going to take him a couple weeks to really get into the swing of things. But I think that they really have to consider doing that to bring someone like that. But thinking about Freeman is really he's got, you got him worrying about bullpen, you got him talking about this and that. What is he going to have to address first? But it's clear you got to get a lefty, you got to get some more bullpen help, and really you got to get Brad Hand as the Dodgers' number one target at the deadline. Brad Hand, he's a guy, he's got an option next year. He had a 10 ERA last year in the ALCS, but yeah, he's a guy who's been in discussions with the Dodgers for quite some time, but they would definitely have to give some serious prospects up to get Hand. But look at Ferguson. Let's just break down this game. So first inning, Kenta, he strikes out Trout, and he looked like he was going to be that Kenta Maeda that we love to see, that fastball command, to have his slider working, and really it just wasn't there. His walks coming into tonight, he was at a 45-3 walk rate, strikeout to walk rate, and he just couldn't get it going because without that opens up everything else. He has to locate that fastball, which he's gotten up to 93 this year, but it just wasn't happening. I don't know if it was the fact that there was a lot of buzz about this game in Japan, that there was this huge spotlight on this game for him, but he just did not look good in that first inning. And really, he needs to establish that fastball to get to that off speed. So he throws that off speed more than 60% of the time, most in Major League Baseball. But if you don't have your command, it's really not going to pay off. And that's what we saw with Kenta Maeda. So we got, and coming into this game, and what can you say? The last 30 games, starting pitchers have been just ridiculous. 20-3, their ERA 1.82 first. Their strikeout to walk ratio heading in tonight was at 7.54. So these are lights out numbers. Quality starts, 24 quality starts going into tonight, and it was really that first inning that just was the death knell. Kenta, he hung that one right in the middle of the plate. Ohtani just crushed it, and really Joe Davis was talking about this story where he put a hole in Tokyo Dome, and really he just really looked like the real deal. Ohtani looks like a special talent, and really that one got out of here in a hurry. And then check this out. After he retired the first two, then it was all for naught. The wheels fell off for him. It goes home run, Ohtani home run, hit batsman, now walk, second walk, and really it was not going to happen for in that first inning. 4 straight 2-out base runners, and then Bauer comes up and he gets that shot to deep center. He makes it 5-0 Halos, and that was just another bad pitch by him. It was a changeup to that outer half, and he just got it. It actually really wasn't a bad pitch. It was a changeup to the outer half, and then Bauer just kind of reached out and got it, and he escaped the inning. And give him credit. Other than that fifth inning, he calmed down, he started to relax, and he retired the next 10, 12 batters, and he was really doing his thing after that. But that first inning, it was a disaster, it was a nightmare. But how do you like Justin Bauer? I mean, we got Mike Pujols too. Yeah, we got Pujols, aging like guacamole in the sun, just looked like his career's done. We got Gavin Tatman. Will Smith needs to be our starting catcher. Trade Taylor and keep Hernandez due to his ability. Has a utility player, give up a top prospect for a second baseman and a reliever. That's interesting. I mean, Will Smith, he's a guy you got to give him credit. I mean, he comes in, and the spotlight was not too big. 2 home runs, and they were not on, fastballs. He's a young player. He was patiently sitting on breaking balls, and he was hitting breaking stuff out, but don't underestimate Austin Barnes' ability. He's one of the elite pitch framers in Major League Baseball, but I'm with you. Austin Barnes, he had an opportunity tonight to do to get some key hits, and really, he's another guy that had some really bad plate appearances down the stretch. But here we go. We got Ray Bartman. Kemp and Puig are probably not very happy they got traded. Oh, well, Dodgers made the right move. Absolutely. Puig is having career lows on base percentage averages. He's really tanking, but here we go. Let's get back in this game. So third inning, of course, Max Muncy, he hits that 14th Jack of the year, second home run against Pena in his career, second in the last 3 games, and sadly, it didn't end up in the water. I thought it was going to be another splash one, but it wasn't. But still, Max Muncy, he is starting to feel it, and really 10 of his last 14 home runs are on the road. 24 of his last 38 RBIs on the road. So this is a guy that he plays well on the road. He's a guy that fares well in opponent's territory, and he did it again tonight. He was really one of the only bright spots offensively, along with Corey Seager. And really, also the thing about Muncy is tonight was the perfect example of how hard he's raking and the fact that he requires the fewest amount of at-bats per home run. So Muncy, he's just really, really in the zone. He's locked in. That funky Muncy, I love it. You better be the next Puig. We want that. We want you getting all under Bumgarner's skin. I love that for Max Muncy. So here we go. We got Antonio Chai, the Ohtani at bat rattled him. That's a really good point, Antonio. That at bat definitely rattled him. It looked like, because you could tell mentally he wasn't the same, and it just kind of broke him down. Yes, you give up one home run, but really with this Dodger offense, you know that's early, and they can start to get through get through the order a couple times, get patient at the plate, and that they could get some hits and some timely runs. But really, that was kind of a tough spot. Giving one up to Ohtani, we all kind of know the storyline there. But getting back to the game, Pena, he pegs Turner with the slider, and then Bellinger, he gets on base, but they're not able to capitalize again. And then really, the fourth inning, Verdugo, thankfully, he goes up there. He ends that over 18 slump. He legged out that infield single. And then CT3, he runs down. He stays on. And then Kike goes down. He gets a breaking ball. And yes, he gets a hit, though. Give Kike some credit. He was able to get a hit in that inning. But really, they just couldn't get to Pena's slider. Hitters going into this game were hitting 139 against Pena's slider. And really, the Dodgers had difficulties putting a bat on that slider in situations when they needed to. So, but give Kenta credit. Yes, it was a bad outing for Kenta Maeda, but heading into tonight, really, he had been doing some of his best work that we've seen from Kenta Maeda for quite some time. Kenta Maeda was really, really pitching well. And, lowest opponent average since May 1st. Number one was Verlander at 133. Julio Teheran at 142, Kenta Maeda at 142. So hitting one at fastball. But yeah, his last five coming in tonight, 4-0, 1.88 ERA, 35 strikeouts to 5 walks. So really, it was just not a good outing for Kenta Maeda, but he got it together. After that Bauer home run, he retired 10 straight. So give him some credit for getting it together. But then we head to the fifth inning. Mad Max, he crushes his second home run of the night, 15th of the season off that off-speed pitch from Pena. And that's 3 home runs in his last 9 at-bats. So that was a nice sight. 11 base runners to that point. Only 2 runs coming off 2 solo home runs. So really, it was just a weird game. The game where they just couldn't get those timely hits when they needed them. And this Dodger offense, I hate to say it, but they haven't, we saw with Kershaw the other day when they lost the 2-1 to the Giants on last Friday. We saw even Sunday they couldn't get to the relievers of the Giants. Yesterday, today, they're just really not doing a great job, of course, with runners in scoring position. And the Dodgers, they were 4th in the NL with runners in scoring position going into tonight, hitting .266 with an OPS of .815. So it's not like we can paint this broad stroke that this is a season-long issue with this club, because this club has shown that their approach is different. They're taking more walks. They don't rely as heavily on the home run as they have in years past. But still, this last couple games have just left a little sour taste in your mouth about the Dodgers offense. But Caleb Ferguson, that's another bright spot. He dominated in OKC. In OKC, this guy, first of all, Ferguson, he was dealing with an injury. He was not 100% when he was up here, and they sent him down. And really, this is a lesson to the Dodgers. You send guys down, you let them get right, and that's what Caleb Ferguson did. He dominated in OKC, 13 Ks in 7 innings, and he looked good. He had a little bit of command issues, but really, he looked like he's ready to contribute and provide some extended relief. But here we go. Let's get more to you guys. Bring it, like I said, if you haven't repped where you're watching Dodgers Nation's post-game show, please do that. I want to get you guys on, I think tonight, West Virginia, Orlando. Those are the furthest, but it doesn't matter if you're right down the street or across the globe. Dodgers Nation represent everywhere here on the DN Postgame Show. But you got Mike Chavez. How about the Dodgers try to get Urshela from the Yankees? Didi Gregorius is back. They might deal him. That's pretty interesting because he's really, in his absence, he's really played well, and he's done a lot of great things for them. And you don't see the Yankees as sellers. They're usually the buyers. They're usually the guys. Brian Cashman. They're looking for ways to get over the hump in that extra competitive AL East and that American League in general. But there's such a good feeling for what the Yankees have been able to do, and they got off to that start with all those injuries, and you really wonder if they're going to be able to move him. I think they keep him, but here we go. Grade 2 thank you, SD Dodger, my man. Grade 2 hamstring pull, so we got 4 to 8 weeks. So hopefully it's more in the 4 weeks to the 8 weeks, but I'll take that as some good news, especially when last year he goes out with Tommy John. Anything but season ending, anything but something that's really going to end your season full time. But yeah. So getting back to the game, Ferguson, he looked pretty good. 7th inning, Bellinger, he slaps that base hit into left field on a really nice approach with 2 strikes, and it was some serious gas too by Butchie. But that's why his strikeout rate has dropped. That's why Bellinger's strikeout rate has dropped. And I know he's struggled as far as Bellinger goes. He's still leading Major League Baseball in batting average, hitting over 350. But that was a perfect example of what Bellinger does now and the improvement in Bellinger today. He just goes with that pitch, slaps it into left field, gets on base, not trying to pull that there. I love that approach from Cody Bellinger, and he's shown that he's a guy that can make those in-game adjustments. He's not a guy that needs to go in the dugout and get frustrated. He knows he comes back, and that was really a nice at-bat. That was an encouraging sign by him. But then Seager walked, and Buttrey, he was really looking like he was having some control issues. Then Doogie singles, and Doogie, like I said, that's another bright spot. Doogie looks like he's starting to go. And like I said, coming into tonight, he was riding an 0 for 18 slump. An 0 for 18 slump riding into tonight, and really he had another single to load the bases with 1 out. And they finally get a hit with runners in scoring position, but guess what? Based on where it was, no one was able to go home. So that brings up Chris Taylor, and he goes down on 3 straight pitches. First that slider down, then a really perfectly placed 99-mile-per-hour fastball. So it was a perfectly placed fastball, but this is a Chris Taylor who has never seen a fastball he doesn't like, and for some reason in that situation, he decides to leave the bat on his shoulder, and really that was just an ugly at-bat. We know the kryptonite for CT3 is a slider, and he wasn't able to take advantage. And then Kike Hernandez, his slump brother, comes up, and then he hits a ground ball to third. And then really that's all she wrote. So at that point, you're at 12 stranded. Then Baez came in. He gave up a hit to Ohtani, who stole second. But really, for the most part, he handled it. Like I said, Baez, to think that he's the most reliable guy out of the pen other than Jansen right now is kind of troubling because, yes, as the numbers say, he is giving you scoreless innings, but he's not really dominating like you want to see. So he's a little shaky. But in the 8th, of course, David Freese, he comes in. He hits that towering home run, 7th of the year, and he brings the Dodgers within 2. So at that point, 3-5. Then Turner pops up, and then Bellinger representing the tying home runs. No homers in the last 11 games, and really that was it. And then we saw what happened in the 9th inning. You left the bats on your shoulders, and that's the recap of the game. So the Dodgers, 11 hits, 6 walks. And really, it was just, they came into the game allowing 6 runs in his previous 5 starts, right? So Kenta Maeda, really, look, he's allowed a bad outing. He's afforded a stinker, and really, it was just a bad inning. It wasn't entirely a bad start. He retired 10 batters after that home run, and really, coming into tonight, he's allowing 6 runs in his previous 5 starts. And it was just, that was all she wrote. So give, Maeda, he settled down. He was able to do some things. But here we go. So we got Muncy, Clapedia, McNeil. There's another name. We got Ray. Maeda and Buehler give the Dodgers great right-handed balance in the starting rotation. They definitely do. And that's the thing about this rotation and why they're so special. You got flamethrowers. You got Maeda. He's a 3-pitch. He even throws in a slider, changeup, that fastball command. And then you got a Rich Hill, who you don't know what he's throwing at which angle, that speed differential. And then you got someone like Ryu, who's just Picasso out there just painting all four quadrants of the plate. So really, you got to love that. It just comes down to the bullpen, and the bullpen's issues are really the concern. So don't let tonight fool you. Yes, the runners in scoring position was an issue, especially last night. They went 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position. But look, it's not as bad as the bullpen is, and really the Dodgers have proven this year that they can still do it. They're still, they have an MLB leading 1.7 run differential per game, and they're playing well against great teams. They have a record of 500 or better. They've won 24 of their last 38 games, and 25-7 record at home. On the road, 20-15, which is just behind the Twins and Astros. But really, this is a season. It's a long season, and the Dodgers, they're going to get it right. They have 11-game homestand. The Cubs come into town. We know that's going to be a big series, and the Dodgers can get it right. Cody Bellinger showed some signs that he's out of whatever little funk he's getting at. Jock Peterson, he's hitting 80 in the month of June. Jock Peterson needs to get it together. Kike CT3, yes, CT3 went 2 for 4 yesterday, but we'll see if he moves to short. And he was got to focus on that, what that means. But really, unfortunately for Kenta Maeda, it just wasn't happening today. Really, he's really not getting the credit. I was hoping that today was going to be Kenta Maeda night, that Kenta Maeda they were going to shine light and give him his due praises because he's really earned it. He's second in the team in opponent's batting average at 209, second best on the team. Most strikeouts in a game. He had 12 against the Padres, against the Friars, back on 5/15 back in May. And really, he's averaging 5.6 innings per start. And really, he's been a real bright spot, but it just didn't happen tonight for Kenta Maeda, unfortunately, or the Dodgers. But let's see what else we got. We got Listella Seager, Mike Pujols, 275. Listella Seager, you must be psychotic. I love it, though. We got Ray Barsman. Hitting in the clutch is a tough thing to do, but Dodgers hitters need to establish the mentality of just making contact, and then everything else will flow through. Dodgers, the 2019 offense, their contact rate is 5th best in Major League Baseball and 1st in the NL. So contact, they got guys like Verdugo, who really, before the slump, was great at getting contact. 10.3 walk rate, 2nd best in baseball. So they're actually getting contact. They are actually walking. It just, look, you're always going to be prisoner of the moment, especially when you lose to a heated rival like the Angels, especially when you lose games. But look, it was a long road trip. The Dodgers were... the Dodgers had their issues offensively, but look, this is a small sample size. This is going to be a blip. This is not something that's going to be prolonged. This team has shown that there is an improvement and that, we're going to keep beating this drum. Yes, they have improved. Runners in scoring position, it is improved. 2018, the Dodgers struck out 8th most in all of Major League Baseball. Okay? 16 runs was all the Dodgers could get in 5 games in Boston. Runners in scoring position last year during the World Series, 4 of 20. But look, the thing about runners in scoring position, it's a good problem to have. It means you're getting guys on. It means you're taking your free bases. It means you're getting your hits. Last year, do you know which team had the least amount of runners in the scoring position? It was the Orioles, which was the worst team in Major League Baseball. So you don't want, it is a bad thing to have when you don't come through in those situations. But look, the Dodgers have shown that they have the ability to do that. They're hitting close to 1,000 OPS on 3-2 counts in clutch situations. But we got Mike Chavez, Slump Brother, LOL. Hey, man, they got to get it together. The Slump Brothers, they can get the Slump Triplets, add our boy Joe Kelly to that. So, but let's talk about you could do a little more about the game. But let's get more into your questions. Like I said, if you have not checked in, I want to hear from you guys. We got Brian Huerta. Thank you very much, Brady. If you guys ever have any news, quotes, anything, stats you want to throw out, definitely include. I'll read it out. But thanks, I appreciate that. Pointing out the fact that Corey Seager placed on the 10-day DL. Ray Barsimeon. Kirk Gibson predicts the Dodgers will win the World Series this year, too. Look, the Dodgers, if you look at it, FanGraphs gives them a 19.6% chance. The Astros are at 21.2%. The Dodgers, 45 wins on the season, on pace for 108 wins. All is not lost by any stretch, of course, right? But really, the Dodgers all-time interleague play, really going into tonight's game, 187 and 189, 81 and 111 on the road. So interleague play, the Dodgers have been really close to 500, and unfortunately, they weren't able to get that split. And it is what it is as far as tonight goes. But really, the Dodgers, they're going to be fine. Look at the bright spots. Corey Seager, he went 1 for 4 yesterday. Today, I think it was 3 for 4. What was Corey Seager's time? I got to look at the stats. But Corey Seager was doing his thing, and really, it's really a shame that that he's out, because really in the month of June, that's when Corey Seager, that's when he comes alive. It starts to heat up, and so does he, because Corey Seager in the month of June, if you look at it as far as active players go, minimum of 200 plate appearances in June, Corey Seager's slugging .640 for his career. Cody Bellinger, .637 for his career. Mike Trout, .616. Jock Peterson also a little down that list at .589, and he's hit safely in 16 of his last 17 games. So really, it's a bummer. It is a major bummer of massive proportions to see Corey Seager go down. But look, it could have been worse. It's not season ending, and I think that it's not. He can come back. He can get back into rhythm, and really, I don't see a reason why Corey Seager can't get back into the mix and can't regain this level of productivity that he's shown us in the last couple of weeks. You gotta love what you're seeing with Corey Seager. But here we go. Let's go to you guys. We got Mike Chavez. One thing's for sure, Buehler is a bad man. Hey, I call him the man who puts butts in the seats, because he mows you down. And Walker Buehler, you saw what he said to Vargas a couple weeks ago. And Buehler is just, I'm telling you, man, he's sniffing out that no-hitter. He's sniffing out that perfect game. Who knows? My prediction going into the season was that he was going to get that no-hitter. But, yeah, Walker Buehler, he's been really phenomenal of late. You got to love what you're seeing from Walker Buehler. But let's see here. The thing is, okay, so if we talk a little bit about you guys, we got Ray Barsimeon. Seager is the single most important position player in baseball and means more to his team than any other shortstop. Seager can stay healthy. The Dodgers will be the final team standing in all of baseball when the season comes to an end as the world champions. And I have a feeling I'm going to be right. Ray Barsimeon, I'm going to copy and paste that, send it to put it up on my wall, because I like that. I think that you're totally right. Seager, he's quiet. He's quietly just really regaining his form as that ultra-elite silver slugger shortstop. And I'm with you. He's very, very important to this team because he slugs. He is the doubles king on this team. And really, we need Corey Seager back in a major way. We got Corey Seager update, grade 2 hamstring, Dodgers Nation. Thank you for that. We got Jose Rod, much-needed day off. Pena is the Angels' worst starter. I just found my Corey Seager rookie card. Mike Tomczak, speedy recovery. Ferguson looked sharp after something in Kelly's contract preventing the same. Infinite boon. Yeah, Joe Kelly is just, they're having the Joe Kelly bobblehead giveaway. I think they should just give away Joe Kelly, really. 7.59 ERA. And really, Dodger fans, I'm just telling you, man, you're going to that bobblehead night. All you got to do is make sure you stick in that LA traffic for a little longer, because it's just the first 40,000 fans that get a Joe Kelly bobblehead. So as long as you're a little late, you might not have to get that Joe Kelly bobblehead. No, I'm just playing around. Joe Kelly, it's really, the thing is, my whole thing with Joe Kelly is really, what does it even mean as far as him getting it right? If you look at it, he's boosted that, he's coughing up a 1.69 home runs per 9, 28.6 homer rate on fly balls, and then opposing hitters 377. It's a BAPIP, and his strand rate is just 56.9. So there's cause to believe that there's regression, but really the problem there is the fact that that hard hit rate on Kelly, 49.2, okay? And this guy's command is all over the place. I mean, he wants to give you a wild thing vibe, but really he's just wild. He can't locate that fastball, and if you don't locate that fastball, your off speed, your slurve, your slider curve, whatever it was that got you through is really going to be irrelevant because you can't get it done. And last night was just a disaster for Joe Kelly. And yes, I just can't believe that the question really is about Joe Kelly. Why did Andrew Freeman sign him? You sign him off of the fact that he allowed 1 run in 11 1/3 postseason innings, 10 strikeouts in the World Series, and he averaged 98.1 on that fastball. But look, man, the Dodgers weren't hitting anyone against the Red Sox. The Dodgers were having their issues with everyone, and that offense in general was struggling. So really, if that was your barometer, I think you should have focused on the fact that last year, he was 4-2 with a 4.39 ERA and a 1.355 WHIP, and really, I just think that really it was just something that looking back in retrospect, it's just looking like it's getting worse and worse for Joe Kelly. But there's a lot of hope in the organization that he can get it together, that he can find his range, that he can somehow, some way, mechanically work his way through there. But I'm here to tell you that hope is not a strategy, right? A strategy is setting him down to AAA like they did Ferguson to work it out. A strategy is exploring the trade market. Try to get a Will Smith. Try to get a Hand, a Shoemaker. Regardless, you should do that because the Dodgers don't have the arms right now to beat the Astros. They don't have the arms to find their way into a deep postseason run because it's just not going to get it done, and you can't really. I mean, this reminds me of Brandon Leake's 3-year, $22.5 million deal. I mean, he was just terrible. And this is the thing, just because you can throw 98 to 100, just because you have spin rate, doesn't mean you're going to have success. Jeff George, Jamarcus Russell, they were great quarterbacks as far as the fact that they could throw the football 100 miles, but really, I mean, come on, man. If you can't locate, if you don't have command, it's all for naught. So it's really just bothersome, but there's a lot of possibilities. But let's get back into you guys. Get back. We got infinite boom. Yankees have lots of shortstops. Look for a trade after Didi came back. The Yankees. What would they want for us? The Yankees are a win now team. They're a team not looking to cash in on the array, our plethora of prospects. They're not a team that's really trying to build that farm system as much as they are trying to win now with this current lineup that they're pushing out there. The Yankees are always going to be in win now mode. What do we have to help them? Someone like a Ross Stripling, really, I don't think that there's something that they want from us. But just heard Anthony Davis is coming to the Lakers. I saw Vegas gave him a minus 500 odds. Do you by chance know who they're including in that trade package? I'd be interested to hear about that. If the Brow is going to bolt from the Bayou. I mean, if he's coming to L.A., we'll see what happens. But here we go. We got Ray Seager will be back in 3 weeks. I like that optimism, Ray. I think Seager will come back. It didn't look didn't look season ending just by the way he was doing his thing, but walking it off. There was no stretcher. It just the look on his face. You can just kind of feel when it looks like it's worse than it is. But still, with the way he's been playing, it's still a big blow. No matter how you try to spin it, the way he was really starting to lock in, he was just so confident at the dish, just looking at pitches, hitting all over the field, starting to slug again. And his hitting streak was extended again. So we got Mike Pujols, Ken Broderian, though. Nice. Mike, what does it feel? How does it feel like to be like? Everyone's welcome here, man. Everyone's welcome here in the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Dodger fans, opposing teams fans, it's all love. You got two games on the Dodgers, and it was really a good you got a good one in Shohei and Trout. I don't know what to tell you, but you're in a tough division. you're going to be sitting your butts on the couch watching the Dodgers in the playoffs. But Jose Rod 05, I hope we get them in our place. Don't worry, the Dodgers, they're going to have something for the Angels. The Angels are coming to Dodger Stadium, and the Dodgers will definitely make amends for these 2 bad games. But we got Alex Prudicino. Hopefully Pollock comes back soon. Pollock, update on him is that he's nearing a comeback, that A.J. Pollock is getting close to making his return, and we'll see what they can do, because it's clear that they're adjusting to Verdugo a little bit, and Verdugo, he's got to make adjustments back, and they really need some pop from that side of the plate. They need him to find a way to get, if he can get them 20-plus home runs. And don't kid yourself, the Dodgers didn't pay Pollock $60 million to ride the bench, okay? Say what you want, but you make an investment in a player like that, then, you can't just let him sit. So he's going to come back, and who knows, maybe he can find a way. We can see glimpses of that rookie season or that 2015 year where he had a 6.8 FWAR and he hit 315, slugged 498 and he was also elite defensively. But since then, really, he's only been worth 4.6 FWAR. He missed nearly all of 2016, 17, parts of 2017, 18, and really, my issue with him is the strikeout rates. I mean, if you look at him, 2015 he struck out 13.2% of the time. 2017, that was up to 15.2. Last year was 21.8. And really, that comes down to his inability to make contact. So they scouted him, and they apparently thought that he was the right move. But A.J. Pollock, he's going to come back, and we'll see. But I think they definitely need him, definitely. So they got to see what they can get out of him, because, like I said, you throw that much bread at someone, you're going to want some return, and you're going to at least want to see what he can do. But here we go. Let's see what we got here. We got Patrick. Let's go here. We got Eric. Nicholas Kidd's approach was on point. We got Ray. Dodgers are going all the way. I'm with you, Ray. Dodgers definitely going all the way. I see the drought ending. I see that we're triple decades, all right? We're 30+. We got to get that World Series win, and trust me, it is going to be extra sweet. It's going to be worth the wait. You guys are going to be just doing crazy stuff. You guys are going to be celebrating. It's the best day of your life, trust me. But Jose Rod, being a Dodger fan in the OC, I can't wait till it's the other way. Hey, you got to rep the boys in blue. That's our town. This is our coast. I mean, the Dodgers on a whole nother stratosphere as far as fan popularity. You can't be mad at the Angels for trying to take advantage of that Los Angeles market name. We know what it means. I mean, they're 30 miles out of Los Angeles. San Francisco, they play 45. We got Ian Elliott. If we make a trade for relievers, who are our best trading trips? Kike, Taylor, Smith. I mean, I think you really got to, Santana. You got to really go into the, maybe a Ross Stripling, because he doesn't really have a role. You got to look. I would trade any of those guys. I don't know if I would trade Will Smith, but I don't know if I would trade Will Smith really, but especially with how he's performed. But as far as him at the plate, last year he struggled. This year he seems to have figured it out. And of course they have Ruiz, who really is the Dodgers' #1 prospect. He's only 20, but Ruiz I think is basically untouchable. I think he's going to be spectacular. He has a chance to be great. But depending on who it is, Will Smith, he's great, but what's his ceiling? And if it comes down to mortgaging the future to try to get a World Series, I think that's something that you have to consider. That's something that I'm definitely on board with. And then you worry about building that farm system again. We did it before. And, the Dodgers, they look for flexibility. They value flexibility. And that's why you see, the Dodgers, they don't not value. The Dodgers Friedman has made 40 trades as a Dodgers GM. This guy has played the markets, but it's really out of necessity. And they don't overvalue relief pitching, but this is a opportunity for them to find a way to do it, because they'll get guys like Chargois, like Floro, like Morrow, but then they'll turn back into pumpkins. They won't last long, and really, they got to find a way to get something done, because I feel like Dave Roberts, with his managing deficiencies, you got to give him a push-button bullpen. You got to give him a bullpen where he knows what to do in certain situations, and there's really, you just take it, you make it, where it's a very strict line of relievers that are going in order to get to Kenley, because I just don't really have a lot of confidence that Friedman is going to really overpay for someone, and I feel like he's going to go for those retreads. He's going to find those Band-Aids. He's not going to get guys that are going to be premier unless I see it, like a Hand, like a Will Smith, like a Doolittle, someone elite. Giles comes, some guys that can really come in and really provide some serious value at that position. But really, his team, they really have had a good bullpen, and you can't expect this team, too. You can't expect this lineup of pitchers that have just played so great, that have done so many awesome things for this team, that have really carried this team to the best record in the National League. But look at that difference. The Dodgers have the second largest differential between starting pitcher ERA and relief pitcher ERA. It's plus 1.69. That is the difference between the Dodgers ERA and the relief pitching. So that disparity that shows you right away. The starters are doing their job. They're elite. The relief pitching, they're giving up too many bombs. They're giving up too many inherited runners, and moves have to be made. I'm with you guys. But who else we got? I mean, I'm open to everything. Bring up Gonsolin. Bring up a Dustin May. Even a White. Someone who can come up and use some of that flamethrower, that spectacular stuff to try to give the Dodgers some innings and really be something fresh to see what they're going against. But we got Eric Nichols. We got this bunch of names. We got will Andrew make a move? I'm hoping he does. I think that Dodgers Nation is all hoping that he does, because the starting pitching deserves it. You can't expect them to go as deep as they do every night. Some nights, credit to Kenta Maeda. Yes, he gave up 5 in the first, but he retired 10 after that. He really still pitched 5 2/3 innings, and really, it's going to start taking its toll on this staff unless the Dodgers can get a bullpen together and fortify that in the near future, because it just needs to happen. It's something that we've seen it in years past. We've seen the bullpen cost World Series to the Tigers. We saw what it did to us. You can't expect Kenley to come in and get 5-6 out saves. That's not going to happen. And Joe Kelly is on base. Yep, 15 runners left on base. You're right. That was the issue. Mike Pujols, love the vids, man. Keep up the great work. Thanks a lot. We got Stacy, a.k.a. It feels like the Dodgers are always bad against the Angels. Not sure why that happens. You said it yourself. The Dodgers, all time against the Angels, they trail the series now 54-68, 22-40 at Angels Stadium. And really, I don't know what it is. I have a friend who thinks that's because some of their players drive to the stadium in their own cars and they get frustrated in the traffic or whatever it may be. They need to treat like a full-blown road game, get hotels, who knows. We got Brian Plummer. Joe Kelly will get it going. Juan Gomez, let's get Howie Kendrick to help. Hey, he hit that home run off Kirsch early in the year. We got Jose, 5-30, ain't doing it. You said it yourself. That's really the story of this last 2 games. Yes, Kenta gave up 5, but that was in the first, and the Dodgers had their opportunities. 11 hits, 6 walks. They had a chance to really do some damage, but it didn't happen. And unfortunately, they lose their first series in 11. Their winning series streak ends at 11. The last time they lost, late April, early May, they lost 2 of 3 of the Giants. But don't worry, when one streak ends, another one starts. Dodgers can definitely get it back on track. 11 at home. So get well, Corey Seager. And the Dodgers are going to be just fine. They're still dominating the NL West, the National League. And really the story tonight, unfortunately, man, I would take a blowout loss if it wasn't for that Corey Seager issue. That was very, very unfortunate. But here we go. We got Eric Nicholas. Got to hand it to KJ making the adjustment. But thanks for joining us, guys, here on the Dodgers Nation postgame show. Dodgers, they're taking on the Cubs starting on Wednesday, but don't forget to check us out. Head to DodgersNation.com. They have all the best content. Don't forget to get one of our T-shirts. I'm sporting the Road Gray today. Check out the Blue Heaven podcast, the Essential Dodgers podcast on Thursday, hosted by Real FRG, Clint Pasillas, and Brooke. So definitely check it all out. But thanks again, and go Dodgers.